Hello once again, my Plinko fam. Phoenix here, and welcome back to Rebaville, my Dollywood-inspired, ultra-detailed theme park in Planet Coaster 2. Today, I got something really big to show you. No, not that. Get your mind out of the gutter. That's what OnlyFans is for. Nope. As you guys have already seen from the thumbnail and the little intro shots, Rebaville just got its first coaster. And, I might have went a little overboard, possibly. This is the park's dueling Vekoma family launch coaster. It's kind of like Big Bear Mountain on steroids. No, seriously, I didn't mean for this to be this big. It just kind of happened. And honestly, I don't hate it. I don't have a name for this monstrosity just yet, but I'm leaning towards a few different ones. Something like Red Line Rush, or maybe Hot Rod Rush, maybe something with Route 66 in it. I'm still kind of brainstorming that. Now, I don't really have any time-lapse footage of the building of this because I just kind of started on it on a whim, and before I knew it, I had... Okay, so how did this coaster come to be? Well, last week, I opened up the game and I kind of started looking around at the park, and I'm thinking about what I was going to build next, and I decided I really need to give the park its first coaster. And yeah, I know I've got the giant blue B&M in the background, but that's not my build. That's just kind of there for aesthetic and as a placeholder. It's actually Orion from Kings Island, and it's a blueprint I got from the workshop. The real Giga coaster that's going to be in the park will be something of my own creation and will come sometime down the road. It will definitely still be blue though. Anywho, I digress. Where was I? Oh yeah, the first coaster for the park. That's what I wanted to build this time. Now I've already got the big water ride with the rapids right here, a big thrilling flat ride with their swings here, and the classic carousel. So the next addition to the park, I mean, it had to be a coaster, but I had no idea what I wanted to do. I started looking around at the park and was thinking, where in the world can I put a new coaster here? Where would make the most sense? And then I thought, I need to put something behind Fancy's right there. Something to connect the two paths from Main Street to the other side right here. And with Main Street coming to an end right over here next to the carousel behind Fancy's, it kind of gave me Dollywood Jukebox Junction vibes over where Lightning Rod is. And I thought to myself, we need to put a gas station themed coaster station right here. So my first thought was a lightning rod like launched RMC, but nah, that's just gonna seem like too much of a ripoff. Let's be different while still paying homage. So, okay, what else can I do here? A Mack Extreme Spinner? Not like Time Traveler, but more like Ride to Happiness? That was my favorite idea. Also, could play around with the new the Automax Raid Coaster. I do really like Pantheon at Busch Gardens. Maybe I could do something kind of like a Max Striker if possible, even though we don't actually have it in the game yet. Or something like Stardust Racers at Epic Universe. I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I had so many ideas, and all of them probably would have been a great fit. So I asked on my Discord, and my friend Dr. Awesome suggested a Vekoma family launch coaster. That was an idea I really liked, but honestly it just added more to my list of ideas. And then it hit me. Stardust Racers meets Vekoma family launch. Why have one Big Bear Mountain when I can have two? It totally fit the gas station / 1950s hot rod aesthetic kind of theme I wanted to do here. A dueling launched family coaster that is perfect for the whole family? I mean, it's a perfect idea. It really is. So I did a little research for some ideas on the layout, and then on Thursday morning, I got up and I chose violence. I opened up the game and I went to work. I tortured myself almost the entire day working on this thing. I had no real idea of how this was going to look and if it would even work. Trying to find a layout that worked and looked good for not just one coaster, but two? I mean, it was definitely a task. They had the intertwine, they had the duel, race each other, and line up perfectly in certain spots. But in the end, I figured it out. I think. I mean, for the most part. But man, it's just too big. But really, this is the only way it would work to get certain elements that I knew I wanted. Like, go big or go home, right? So then after getting the coaster's layout itself kind of done, I got up on Friday morning to tackle the next big pain in the butt. The station and the queue lines. I had to make this work for 2 stations combined together with each other, with a priority pass line for each as well. Turns out that was actually a bigger challenge than the coaster itself was. But again, I figured that out too. I think. I don't know. I mean, it works. It totally does what I want it to do. We've got the entrance here in the garage and the exit out of what will be a gift shop right here. That was kind of a challenge to get it to do that, while still keeping the coaster station itself kind of small. And of course, just like every single other thing in this park, it's not completely finished just yet. It's still a work in progress. A few things I got to do is fix the track layout, because this section right here, I'm going to have to expand the station out a little bit back here, and the track already comes way too close to the building anyway. So I probably need to fix this area right here, but also figure out how I can keep that right there where they kind of cross each other. And then there's the station itself, which currently is just a placeholder just to kind of see how things would fit together and how it would look in the park. This is going to get a complete overall with probably about 10 times the details. I also need to fix the queue lines over on this side right here and kind of expand this out just a little bit. I kind of rushed this when I was doing it just to get it done and get the coaster open. So there's a slight gap right here on this side, as you can see, between where the stairs start down. And over here, I just kind of have it kind of right there next to everything, which led to the track being way too close to the building and the queue line right here. So I got to fix that. That won't be too hard to do. I just got to take all of this and just kind of move it out here a little bit. But that also plays into having to fix the track layout over here too. So I got to do this first. And oh yeah, there's the trains themselves. I've got to make these guys fit the theme itself, so they're going to get kind of a hot rod makeover. But all in all, I went from having no idea what I was going to do to this wild, huge ride. I don't know if it works, and I have no idea what you guys are going to think of it. Hit or miss. Keep it or tear it down. Honestly, it's kind of growing on me, and I mean, it just takes up so much space, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, look at Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood. It's a huge coaster layout, and yet it's just such a great ride. I mean, that thing cost $25 million for Dollywood, so I imagine this one has probably got to be close to twice that. But the idea, I think it's just such a good idea to just trash. So let me know what you guys think. Remember, I did say in the last video that this park is going to be super realistic and detailed, but not cheap, and closer to like Disney levels of design and theming. The idea is there and sound. The money can be found in order to build it. That's kind of how I'm approaching things. So, my Vekoma family dueling launch coaster isn't the only thing I worked on in the last week. So as I've been playing around in the park, I've noticed my guests have become increasingly frustrated with me, and rightfully so, because I've been neglecting their needs just a little bit. Okay, maybe more than a little bit, maybe like a lot. They're a little pissed because they don't have their basic needs. So I decided to take care of at least one of those problems and go ahead and open up the One Chance Bar and Grill. Now, though I'm still tweaking the outside of this and how this is all going to look, I figured, you know what, let's at least give these guys some food since they're spending all their money here in the park. So this is the first time I've actually ever used the restaurant that they've added into the game back in the summer, or yeah, it was one of the summer updates, I'm pretty sure. So I went ahead and added it into the building inside here, opened up the doors a little bit, and added some booths for them to enjoy their lunch at, as well as the ones that are outside here too. So that gives them plenty of seating, or at least so I thought. They're still complaining that they don't have enough places to sit and eat. So that should fix soon once I add a few more restaurants and things into the park. But for now, at least they can grab something to eat. Now, one thing I noticed when I was setting up the restaurant was there wasn't an option for drinks or anything. So I wasn't sure what the guests would do for drinks. Now that I'm looking, though, I do see that, well, fine. I was trying to show my audience a little something. You just pick up your food and go. All right, we'll try these guys. So as you can see, they do actually have a drink on their plate, which means they are getting drinks from the restaurant itself. It doesn't say anything about that in the details of the actual restaurant module. So I also went ahead and added in just kind of a Gopi drink stand over here, which I guess it works fine. They're still grabbing just drinks over here and then completely disappearing. What are you serving? But yeah, there's no real detail on the inside of the building or anything. Just again, more work in progress kind of stuff. Things are getting finished in time. It's going to take a little bit to get everything just done, and I kind of want to finish the outside before I work on the inside, because the inside's not really all that important to me. It will be eventually, just not right now. The biggest thing, though, is that the guests are actually eating. They're enjoying themselves a little better than what they were. They're no longer as frustrated as they were with me before. Still no bathrooms in the park, though. That's a common problem with my builds. I hardly ever build bathrooms, or not enough bathrooms, so we'll figure that out maybe for the next episode. There's also one more thing that I have fixed over here, and I've been working around on the rapids a little bit. In one of my last videos, you guys had mentioned that you didn't think the runoff here for the rapids when it comes off the drop was long enough, and that realistically the boats would probably overturn. So I went back in, completely retracked this using the track mods, and gave it more of a better drop and more of a runoff out here. So I still need to add the splash effects, because once I removed the splashdown that the rapids comes with, like the end of the drop, then we also removed the splash effect when it hits the bottom. So nothing I can't take care of with some triggers and some splash effects. So I'll get to that in time. But yeah, for you guys who thought this wasn't long enough, how about now? Is this better? I think it is. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this one. Rebaville's first coaster is officially in the park, and it's a pretty big step for the park. I'm honestly curious how it comes across. Does it work for the space and overall direction of the park, or did I completely overdo it on this one? I'd really love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment down below with any feedback or suggestions you've got. I'm especially curious what you want to see more of going forward for videos. More coasters, more theming and detail work, or filling in a park with smaller supporting rides and areas. Let me know what you would prioritize if this were your park. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Every interaction, likes, comments, subs, it helps get the channel recognized by YouTube and helps this series keep growing. As always, thank you guys for your continued support. I'm Phoenix, and wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I'll see you in the next one.